The following preview has been approved for appropriate audience. Motion pictures created by BytesCrafter. Watching videos is advised. Visit our website for more videos. www.bytescrafter.weebly.com.
Welcome guys, my name is Cesar from BytesCrafter. This is a part 5 of our PHP MySQL database tutorial. So, we're done having the set value, user database set value. We're done having the check value. Now, we have to make the user list value. So this is the part 3, part 4, and the part 5, which is the list value. In the part 3, we are done explaining with this. We will talk here, starting here at line 18. So where is our script, the list value? So here. So let's start. If server authentication is equal to the server key, then continue into the line. Make a connection using the server variable, which will be declared here on the C# script. It is called, I will just tag a line. Here, establish a server. I also explain this thoroughly on the part 3. We have the key and the value, the server, for the as a string. So that's it. The key code should be equal. So in short, a string of server authentication must be equal to the server key to be able to continue and establish a connection using this established server inputs. So if it's not, it will return echo. Once again, is like a debug.log of Unity 3D mono behavior. So after we establish a connection, we will make a new SQL. You can find this SQL here on the database, here on the SQL. Now, what we need is to get all the data. So, get all the data is this, select, and the value here. So, select identity, get the identity. What is basically mean is select or to get the identity, username, password, email, first name, last name, gender, age, from the table name user info. Here, the user info. I'm sorry. The user info. If I click this, we can access this just by typing here. And then continue. Result is equal to MySQLi query using the connection and SQL. So if the connection was a failed, die connection failed that MySQL connect error, and echo return failed. Else, if the connection was a success, if result, there was a result, connection a success, and there was a result, if continue the line. If MySQLi underscore num underscore rows using the result variable is greater than 1, it means that the result here, the SQL, has a positive result. It does got a database on the SQL. So echo, it means a debug.log. So echo Echo, this is backward slash. It means that it's like enter. We will use this to separate every user account. So we are getting the row identity, username, password, email, first name, last name, gender. Each of the account available onto the table called user info. So if the result is less than 0, it means that there is no available account on the database. It basically means that there is no registered user here on the table. So that's it. Now we have a method called make a method called user underscore list value, because we made the primary method an IEnumerator because we want this IEnumerator to wait for the database to be downloaded and completed or finished before digesting the value or the data that came from the database. So here, start coroutine, list value, the name of the IEnumerator, then list result. So here is the only variable in the inspector that can be seen: the transform user lister and the text list result. The list result, the display of the result or the callback. So user lister. So we will see about the user lister. So we make it visible, and then we make a simple scroll rect and a viewport with a mask, and then the content. The content should be the size of the item. It's like a drop down. Here is the item. The item, it is visible, is an image, has a background image, and it has an input field: username, password, email, first name, last name, gender, age, and the update button. If you later on will make a tutorial all about updating a value of a user, specific user. So here, username as password is set to uninteractable because we don't want to edit the username and the password. Only the email, first name, male or female, age. Here we will get the parent. So the content, we will get the content because we will derive this, we will duplicate this. This is set to inactive. So as you can see here in the list, we only get the parent because we will duplicate this later on. So going back to our C# script, here at the list view IEnumerator, we first notify the Unity is already initialize the fetching of database. Then after that, we create a new WW form which is equal to a return method called establish server. Now this establish server, if you did not watch the part 3, is like a WW form. Create a new WW form and then add field of all the server settings, including my personal server key code to add more security, and add that return that WW form. So here a new WW form, and then we use that to initialize a new WW using the list view value. So the list view by value, locally it is HTTP semicolon / localhost. This is the local host of the htdocs of the XAMPP. Going here, htdocs. This is the local host. Now the next one is the folder that you created. I created the sample SQL, then / the name of your the name of the specific PHP file, which is, in our case, this is list value. So that is the list value. So to continue, we use the URL and then the list form here above, and then yield return. This is the reason why we use IEnumerator instead of void, because this will allow us to wait for the database to be downloaded completely before making processing the database. So here we have an array of string. So which is equal to database.text. We get the return value. We split it to an array of string by using this character. It means that to split the total length with this character, because we have here the n. In Unity, this is like pressing enter, a new line method. So we use this to separate every username, every registered user. Now, in each user, we use semicolon to separate each value. Value of identity, username, password. After that, so we need to get the total list. So user list that length is equal to -1. Why we did subtract a 1? Because the first value, to separate this from a null value here, for example, if this is only one username, the string that split will cause 2 value here, which is null first here. Hope you understand. So moving on, float is equal to 30, the height of my item, times the total list. So that in Unity, this is the height of the item. Now we need to add, if there is 2 item, we need to add to multiply it by the total list. So if there is 2 item, so 30 times 2 is equal to 60. So it will embody 2 items. So that's the height. So let's continue with the script. So that's the total height. So we get the rect transform of this content. Get component rect transform, that size delta is equal to new vector. 752 is the width. That's a constant. And then the height, we get the height, this height. So if there is 2, it should be 60. Then moving on, we create a loop, for loop, which is index is equal to 1 if index is less than user lister that child count, the total child count here. So this destroy will not delete this because this has a child number of 0. It will overpass this item 0, which is invisible, not active in the inspector. So next, yield return new, wait for the end of frame. We put this yield return new, wait for the end of frame for the Unity to finish deleting all the items. For example, if we are for example, there is 4 items here, and then we registered new account, and then we refresh. It should delete first all the items and start a new instantiate new items here. We'll talk about it later. So we create a new for loop which has an int is equal to 1, and then same as here but using the user list, because we need to add items only correspond to the number of the user list. So at first we need to instantiate the user lister. Here I had the user lister is the content, and then the get child, it should even get child even if the child is inactive, we can get that. So user lister, this is the transform, the parent. So this instantiate method will automatically parent this new instance to the content, so that it will be put here as a child of the content. So next is item.gameObject that set active to true, because this at start it will copy all the attributes of this item. So instantiating a new item will result to an inactive object. So we have to activate or set it active. Next, we have to name it to item.name, item plus the number, the current list. And then next is we create a new array of user info. So it is the time that we need to we need to separate every single value of each user account. So we separate identity, username, password, email, first name, etc. Then we need to create a new loop, for loop. So in info starting also n to 1, and then we use the user info that length here. The user info, the length of this separator. So for example, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should have a length of 8. So if is because I have drop down, I put an if and else statement. So here, if the current input index is equal to 6, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it is equal to 6, which is a drop down, it should follow this method. If it is 6, user info array of 6 that is equal to male, it should change the get list, get child, and info, then get component, the drop down component here, the drop down, get this drop down component that value is equal to 0, which is it will automatically, the value of drop down of 0 is equal to male. It will automatically convert it to male drop down, and here it will automatically convert it to female drop down. As you can see here, I should demo you. Here value of 0 is male, value of 1 is female. So next, else if it's not info is equal, it's not equal to 6, all of this is an input field. So we can easily say that get the input field, user info, then the index of the user info. Then the last part is basically a callbacks, just a notification. So for example, the database that text that equals to unknown. If you can see here, I mean echo, we can get the echo through here. Echo is here, failed, unknown, failed, error. If different key. So unknown, failed, error. Display it to the here at the debug window. I made a simple debug window. Display it if it's unknown, failed, or error. So else, if it's not equal to unknown, failed, error, it should be a successful fetching of data. So debug.log error, I made a simple debug.log error to the inspector, and that's how it works. So let's try if it works. Let's deactivate this, and then here we get the local host of the check value and apply it to the list value. And then here, it's okay, it's all set, and let's play Unity. Let's try if it works. So let's try to visit first the local host. Sorry, I don't have currently an internet. I just want so sorry if you are waiting. This is only okay. This should appear on the registered user window in our Unity. So how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 user accounts. So here at the user list, we refresh. Oh, voila. So we get the Psychos, Paplori, Rafael, Jesus, and Test account. So we have the email address, the first name, last name, gender, and the age. And we also have an update, which is the next part of this tutorial. And I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you have fun and learn how so much from this video. And so see you in the next tutorial. Have a nice day.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click subscribe. More to come. Click here to play this video.